What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Laundry in the Basement, episode 132. As you can see,
going on?
Austin did in fact make it back from his trip.
I am here, baby. I felt so great. Although the last coming back, the last like 20 or 30 minutes, there was such heavy winds that the pilot went into manual mode for the descent. Not just like the last, 2 minutes like they normally do. Like this guy, you could feel it because the wind was pushing the plane left and right, and he was just trying to compensate the entire time. I was
don't like
ripped in that seat, man. I was like, this is it. This is how I go. I made it the whole trip, and now I'm coming back in, and I'm just gonna, I'm gonna meet my demise right here. But thankfully, it didn't happen. A little bit shaky.
That was I want to hear about your flight experience, especially now with all this stuff like going on, but that was my last flight experience. I had to stop in DC and it was so windy. Have you guys ever flew through DC, through Ronald Reagan Airport in Arlington, Virginia? No. Beautiful when you go in and out because you see all the monuments, but it was so windy. As it was descending, the wings are shaking, and I was trying to stay calm because I was like, it's just heavy wind or this and that. But I was like, for the love of God, put this bird down. Put this bird down. But with Ronald Reagan Airport is you obviously don't see what's in front of you. And there's a giant river. I don't know which one it is. It runs through. It's
the Potomac.
Is it the Potomac? So when you're descending, all you see is just getting closer and closer to water. So you see getting closer and closer to water. The bird is shaking, and I'm like, put this bitch down. You know what I'm saying? And obviously they're skilled. They do it. But I know exactly how you feel because that was my latest flight experience. But was there anything crazy? Did you go through like security and the flights and all that? No issue, or?
Truly, I was blessed with pure luck this entire trip. But that was the only hiccup. And we were even once we got on the tarmac and we were waiting to get into the gate, the plane was shaking on the tarmac from the wind. Like originally I thought like, they got some like somebody that's just learning how to fly and they're giving them the last 30 seconds of the flight just to give them their flight experience so they can write it down on their card. But no, it was like there were strong winds. So
how long is that flight? That's a short flight.
Super short. It was like an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, that's nothing. You're up and down in 45. You're good.
Mm-hmm. But they still give you, they still give you snacks and everything like that. But by the time the stewardess or, it gets from the front of the plane to the back of the plane, you're done.
Yeah, because it takes 20 minutes to go up and then it takes 20 minutes to go down. So really, how much time you're really in the air?
And that, no, that hour and 15 minutes includes gate to gate. So that includes landing and waiting to get to the gate.
So it's really like 50 minutes.
Yeah, it's a short flight.
It's not that bad.
No, really not that bad. All I was trying to do when I was flying was avoid a 9-hour drive because I knew I couldn't convince B to like go with me on a 9-hour drive where she didn't know where she was going. So I was like, you know what? There's got to be some flight.
Isn't it a blessing? Like when you're accustomed to doing long drives to take that 1-hour flight, isn't it such a blessing that how much time you make up? Oh, you get spoiled after a while.
Super spoiled, and it's addicting, but it's bad because you're paying for all of it. And it's like, I got off the flight. I walked over to the rental. I walked right into the car that I had booked. Right. And I took off and I was like, this is fucking fantastic. I just like teleported.
How was the border?
Easy.
They weren't strict, huh?
No, they really weren't. I mean, even coming back into the US, they were like, where did you go? What did you do? And you don't even have to give them specifics. And this is probably speaking from a place of privilege, but I was just like, hey, yeah, we were here. We were in Ottawa. And, we were there for just like a regular vacation. And they're like, okay, cool. Here you go. And that was it. No pressing about what I was carrying with me or whether I had more than a certain amount of cash or, they didn't press me on any of the specifics. So I don't know whether that's rare or, I'm, getting special privileges here, but it was super, super clean.
Nice.
I find that it's easier, like back in the day, it was easier to get into Canada than it was coming back to the US. Like the US hammered you on questions. I'm finding that it's the opposite. I'm finding that Canada's asking you tough questions, like and will keep you there to ask you questions. And the US, the last time I crossed back into the US border, the guy asked me if I had more than $10,000 in cash and what I did for work. And then he put my passport out, and I had to ask the guy because he must have been like half sleeping. I asked him, I was like, "Are we done?" He's like, "Yeah, you're all set." Like he didn't ask me where I was, what I was doing, and this and that. He goes, "You got $10,000 in cash or more?" I said, "No." He goes, "What do you do for work?" I said, "I work in a hospital," and that was it. Canada was like, "The fuck are you doing here?" And I was like, "Well, you know."
Yeah. I mean, plus if you're driving in like a car that like realistically you couldn't really fit many people or, you know, whatever else that you want to hide in a car, maybe they ask you less questions, but I'm sure it's way more than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I really didn't have any issues. And it was really a smooth trip. So here we are. I did have to see Mike again, and I knew that I said that I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't enjoy that, but you know, it's good to see your face, buddy. Still wearing those glasses. Look, I even joined you this time.
Yeah. Look at that.
Solidarity.
I wasn't going to wear them.
But you did.
I know you weren't. I know,
and I'm happy you did.
How was the chalet? I love that word chalet. I feel like
Right?
we should
I don't even know
adopt
what it
that in the
means.
English language. Chalet
What
is
does
like
chalet
the
mean?
version, I don't want to say beach house, but it's like
It's like a vacation
lodge.
home almost.
Yeah, like kind of a vacation home, like a lodge, like I don't want to say resort, you know, but like what a word. Why are we not adopting that? How was the chalet? It looked
because
beautiful.
it's French.
It
I
was,
think that's probably why we're not.
It was fantastic. I tell you what, there was I again got so lucky because there was so much snow. When we got there already, there was probably about like 2 feet of snow on the ground that was already there. And it was like lightly snowing when we came in. And the day that we left from that morning, it had snowed another 5 inches.
God damn.
God.
It's March. They're getting hammered.
Yeah, this is like, but apparently after this, it's like it gets hot and it all melts. So I think I might have been just at the end of it.
Nice.
You got the tail end of a winter wonderland. That's beautiful.
Nice little A-frame, you know, a little hot tub outside. I got in that the day that we left. Should have done it earlier. Oh my God. It's like, you know how when you go outside and it's snowing and it's incredibly quiet, it's like it's just acts as like a sound deadening system to everything around you.
Mm-hmm.
It was like that, but if you're in the woods and it's already quiet, it's eerily quiet when it's snowing. But it was just so cool. I sat in the hot tub and watched the day go by and was around the snow. And I don't know, I had a really good time. It was relaxed.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy for you. That sounds like a great time.
Thank you.
I'm glad
Yeah,
you set out, you accomplished what you set out to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now into 2 devastating pieces of news that I have for you guys. The first of which has been spoiled by Mike already in our group chat, which will be a reoccurring theme that we will bring up later, by the way. I want the listeners. Shut up. Let me finish. Let me finish. The listeners, I want you to remember this. When I say spoiling something in the group chat, we will be coming back to this later.
Yes.
But first thing, somber news. I'm very, very sad to report that our beloved seal, Chappie, has died.
Rest in peace.
He's no longer with us.
He was a state treasurer. What happened?
I know.
I didn't read the full thing that Mystic Seaport put out. What happened to him?
He had too much plastic in his intestines and basically bled to death from internal bleeding.
Fucking turtles.
So,
let me tell you.
I read something different.
Oh, what did you? Well, he had like pneumonia too, but it's all because there was plastic. Okay, what did you read?
No, he had like a twisting of his intestines.
Well, yeah, like internal bleeding and stuff. But I think that's because of the plastics.
No, they said that was secondary. They said that was just something
that's still
primary,
bad.
secondary. I mean, you still die. I mean, you could list 1, 2. It doesn't matter.
He didn't have enough plastic in his system to kill him, but for some reason,
it just roughed him up. That's all.
His intestines were twisted. It cut off blood supply to like major parts of his intestines, and he couldn't recover.
Fucking.
We got to, pour one
What's
out.
wrong with this world?
Pour one my guy, man. Is
it that hard to recycle? No, like seriously.
No,
is it that hard to recycle?
You know what it is? You know what it is? Like, especially like major corporations, all that shit just goes into the same dumpster. Like a lot of businesses and like schools and stuff will have 2 separate bins for like recycling and like regular trash. And they end up just throwing it into the same bin anyway. They just want the illusion and like, they just want to show you that they're recycling, but they're not actually recycling.
So I worked with somebody at the hospital, and they said that they had a coworker at a previous job who had a friend or whatever. Basically, long story short, what he was saying with, and Victor, you would know this, like all the cardboard and all the boxes that you throw out in the pharmacy industry, right? There's countless. He was holding on to those cardboard boxes and sending them out to his friend in India because they use the cardboard boxes to make so many different things. And I don't remember what it was, whether it was paper straws or this and that, but like literally he was like, it was so insane to me that we just throw out all these boxes. He's like, this is like, we all look at this like money. He was like, so I would take all the boxes as I could and send them out to my friend because he would use them to reuse them for whatever he was making. And I was like, it's genius. You know, how much shit do we really throw out? You know, like somebody couldn't throw out that 6-pack plastic ring that Chappie had to swallow to die. You know, like what's going on?
Is that still a thing?
They've been trying to do it less and less, but yeah, absolutely. They find ways to like perforate the edges even more, like, you know, to make sure it like tears easier.
Right.
But literally you can go to any supermarket and all sodas are pretty much still in like any 6-pack of soda is in the plastic stuff. They do not have like, at least beers will do it in like a box. You know what I mean? Like they'll do it in a cardboard box, but sodas still do the plastic rings for the most part. Yeah, man, it's fucking sad.
Sad. We had a national treasure for like a week.
I know.
Literally.
I mean, like, seriously, like we put out the episode on Friday. It's only been like 3 days. I put out the reel about Chappie yesterday. And yeah, he's already fucking, it's gone, man. Rest in power to my guy.
Rest in power. I was about to say rest in pieces, but rest in power.
Ooh.
I don't know about pieces, man. Come on.
Ooh.
All right. And I guess, you know, my second piece of really, really sad news, Hooters is filed for bankruptcy.
Gasp.
Yeah. I don't know anything about, I've only been to Hooters once and I wasn't even that impressed by the food or what's supposed to be the attraction of Hooters.
Oh, okay.
It was more just like, I don't even want to say like annoying, but it's like, it just felt weird, you know?
How could such a thriving business go under?
Yeah. I don't really know. Like,
I went to a Hooters like less than 6 months ago. It's really nothing to write home about. And the only people that are there are the people that like you look at and you're like, I know what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
My guy, you're 60 years old in this place right now and you're a regular. Come on.
Yeah. You're by yourself every Sunday.
We know what you're doing.
First of all, everybody's going to Twin Peaks, so you know Hooters died down. Number two, Twin Peaks is like the rival of Hooters. It's kind of it's mainly out in the Midwest.
I don't think I've ever heard of Twin Peaks.
Never heard of Twin Peaks.
Other than the show.
I've never been. But Twin Peaks is pretty big out of the Midwest. It's kind of their rival now. That's what everybody was alluding to, that Hooters was going down because Twin Peaks is taking over. But number two, like, people, I don't know. People aren't into that anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking at photos of Twin Peaks restaurant right now. I give this the same lifespan as Hooters, man. Like that's the thing. I don't get the appeal. You know, I mean, I understand the appeal. It's supposed to be very, very attractive women in low cut shirts and like booty shorts serving you food or whatever. I don't know. That's not what I'm there for. I'm there for good wings. All right. Yeah. Look at me. I'm a big boy. All right. I'm there for the food.
But also, you're a wing guy. You're not going to Hooters first choice. That's the other thing too. Is like, you know, there's so many good wing options here in Connecticut and like locally to us too, that like Hooters is not even on the fucking radar.
No.
And everyone said like, oh, Hooters like a buffalo wing is really good. I went in there and got their like signature sauce, and it kind of sucked ass.
Ooh, So
I wasn't happy.
yeah, it's one of those things where you go in there and you're like, I can't believe that this is still around.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me that they filed for bankruptcy.
No.
Also Hooters and Twin Peaks. Come on. Like the naming couldn't be any more obvious. It's so weird to me.
I will say the branding for Hooters, like the owl with the two eyes.
Yeah.
That's a cool logo.
Yeah.
Right? That's a really, really cool logo.
That bright orange. Oh my God. You could spot that a mile away.
Yeah. But the rest of it, it's not really that big of a loss to me.
But think of the countless employees that are losing their job. What are they going to go to now?
Twin Peaks.
Yeah, Twin Peaks, right?
Oh yes, because the ones that still work in the 2 in Connecticut are going to go to the Midwest for Twin Peaks.
No. That means we start at Twin Peaks in Connecticut.
Dude, let's do it. Let's start a franchise. That'd be so sick. We'd make a lot of money. Let's do it right in an old Hooters too.
Yeah, in the one in Manchester or whatever.
No, not Manchester. No, not that one. Not that one. There used to be one in Waterbury, allegedly.
Hooters in Waterbury?
Yeah. Obviously, as you can tell, that didn't last long.
Allegedly. What is this, like a conspiracy theory that we used to have a Hooters in Waterbury?
I've never heard of Hooters Waterbury.
Oh, yeah. Back in the day.
Mike, I feel like you're tuned into like the Ponty nonsense. You know what I mean?
It's not nonsense. It's real. There was
That
something
sounds like
Waterbury.
nonsense. It doesn't.
It does sound like nonsense.
Okay. Original Hooters closed 145 Bank Street, Waterbury, Connecticut.
Bank Street. Yeah.
Yeah. Close. Yeah. When did this close?
Probably 1984.
I was going to say like that.
Yeah, it didn't last long.
It's like I closed yesterday.
It lasted as long as Mamma Mia's. Rest in peace.
Another rest in power right there.
Yeah.
That tiramisu.
Is this a funeral? We're losing too many people out here. You
man.
know?
I know.
Rest in peace.
The
Mamma
original.
Mia's.
Okay, hold on. So is it it's called Original Hooters? That's all it's called.
Maybe that's what it was called.
Also, it brought me to fucking MapQuest, as if anyone has used MapQuest in the past like 25 years.
I didn't even know MapQuest was still up.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that? Now, here's another rest in peace. Skype has gone down.
Yeah.
Skype is done.
Up in time.
They're going for they're sticking with Microsoft Teams over Skype. You guys remember like after school doing a little Skype, doing a little Uvu? Remember that one?
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say I never used Skype. I used like Uvu, or like, you guys ever hop on Omegle?
Oh yeah.
Or AIM.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, AIM classic.
Do you guys remember your handles for AIM?
I do, but it's too cringe that I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, I'm gonna get roasted.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that one to myself, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep that one. That's for me and me only.
It's hilarious. So hold on. So we had do we want to loop back to the whole group chat thing?
I think. I mean, I'm ready for it.
Go ahead.
Can I say my piece before I get wrecked?
No,
no,
you can
man.
say it afterwards.
Yeah.
You're not gonna let me.
Okay, so
not
start.
Well, all right.
That's not true.
How much? What can I say and what can I not say? Is what I'll ask.
How about you say what you want to say, and then he can say afterwards whether or not we keep it in.
No, I mean
I
about
think that was
you.
more of a question for you, Handsome, than not me.
Yeah. I don't care about Mike.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what I tell him not to say and what not to say. He's gonna do it.
Yeah.
I mean, we can say what's going on. I'm not, going to be secretive about that.
Yeah.
But,
because it's
You
not
can
public
say-
knowledge right now. But I mean, this comes out in 4 days, so I assume within.
lay it out there. I mean, everybody who needs to know knows.
Okay. So the reason why we've been talking about this trip so much is because on this trip to Canada, Austin got engaged.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
Ow!
One second.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
You should have just
Feel
did
humble,
that.
and then you start
You
doing
should-
that shit.
Yeah. So I forgot to do this before the show, but I was gonna download the 5 booms sound.
That is hilarious.
Be like,
Hold on, can I get a rendition?
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, man, your engagement gets 5 booms.
You're also going to get that at your funeral, so get ready for that.
I need that, the 5 booms.
And the wedding. Let's do it at the wedding first and then the funeral.
That should 100% happen.
B would kick us the fuck out so fast.
But anyway, yeah, that's kind of what we've been dancing around for the beginning half of this episode, talking about Austin's trip. So yeah, I mean, we've kind of known about it for a while. Obviously, it's been in the works for a while. And so the day of Austin leaving for Canada, I decide to be a good friend and check in. You know, what I will say is I like to, you guys know in like video games, like sports video games, when like players get like awareness stats, like the quarterback will have like 90 awareness usually, and that like makes him a good quarterback. Yep. I'd like to say my awareness is probably like a 90, 95, right?
For sure. You have great emotional intelligence.
Yeah. I knew that the plan was you land in Montreal and then drive for 2 hours. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, for those 2 hours that Austin is driving, anyone could be looking at his phone. Literally anyone. So in my mind, I'm like, let me send a very nondescript text. Just, I said, hey man, hope you got to Canada all right. If I don't hear from you, I'm going to cut the episode in half where we talk about you dying in an air crash, because it'd be in poor taste. If we didn't hear from him, I think it would be in poor taste, right?
Or
in memory of
good public service announcement,
Yeah. So, again, I had that in mind. I was like, B could be looking at his phone while he's driving. Let me not send anything stupid. Mike sends, tell me when it's official, and then 3 ring emojis. Now, granted, the ring emojis were hidden by invisible ink, but you could clearly see if you looked at the emojis, like if you looked at the screen, that they were 3 diamond rings covered up by invisible ink.
Yep.
And so immediately I was like, hey man, you need to unsend this. And I was at work, and my service is not good at work. And what I've wanted to bring this up, and I keep forgetting. Mike and I work for the same company in different sectors. So we're able to have each other on teams. And sometimes Mike and I will message each other how much we want to kill ourselves at work. That's a completely different story. But pretty much every day when I punch in, I will send Mike's a team message saying, hey man, just got to work. I'm going to kill myself.
Today's
just for fun. Today's the day.
And then I'm like, hey, you want to hop on this payroll call real quick with me?
Yeah.
No, and then the company HR rep comes down because they've been monitoring your team chat. Just want to make sure you're okay.
What are they going to do?
Yeah, that would be hilarious if they were doing that, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
And
they
so
don't
my
care
text
about us that much anyways.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
They're like, oh,
yeah, good. Fuck them. we could hire someone for less anyway. Anyway, so my text wasn't sending, so I immediately hop on Teams. And I'm spamming the thing. I'm like, bro, you need to delete this. You need to unsend it. And Mike's like, I can't. It won't let me unsend. So I'm not having a breakdown, but I am just like laughing at the absurdity of this. And again, Mike can defend himself afterwards, but I'm about to go to an even funnier part of the story that I think we discussed on Friday, but I can't remember.
Can I give my perspective?
Yeah, go ahead.
On that
Interject. Yeah, interject.
So I see we're driving in the car. Victor is absolutely right. We are in the car. We are headed to Ottawa. And all of a sudden, because I got my phone connected to Apple CarPlay, like I'm driving the car. The only other person in the car is B. And I see a ping or two come up for the group chat. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And I ignore it. And then I start seeing ping, 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 ping. Right. And at the time, I understand the intention was let me just fucking spam the chat and drive it down, and so she can't see it. Meanwhile, we're in the car, and B's like, they're sending a lot of messages. That seems like, do you want me to read like what they're sending? It seems like urgent, and I'm like, don't know. No, I don't want to hear what they're saying right now. And I just played it off as like they're probably talking about some dumb shit. Like, just leave it alone, right? Lo and behold, if she opened that up, not only would she be spammed with absolutely ridiculous messages about bullshit that nobody cares about, then it would be like bam, bam, bam. And we wouldn't have even gotten to the place yet. And not only did I see that, I know, Victor, you're about to talk about this in a second, but I see a message from Victor and he's like, oh, by the way, Mike thinks that if she did read that, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. And I was like, not that big of a deal. Bro, what the fuck what am I doing? Right? Like, why do you think I'm in Canada? Right? At that point, it's just like, well, let's go home, right? Like, I don't need to bring you to the chalet.
No.
That's it. Trip over, right? Cat's out of the bag. Mike says,
get the fuck out of here.
No. Listen. I need to go back. I will send this to you guys because I took a picture of this to make sure that this man could not wring his way out of it. Because I took a picture of our team's chat because literally I was like, this is going to be a really funny story if Austin is not mad enough to not record with us on Sunday. And he goes, what do you mean he would be mad? I was like, you don't think spoiling the engagement would make him upset? He was like, nah, she already knows, bro.
That's crazy. I'm telling you right now, Mike, if she found out in that car, not only would you not be invited to the wedding, no, I would not have recorded.
She wasn't going to find out, guys. What's the big deal? She wasn't going to know. She was going to know.
Not only did you put that message in the group chat, you proceeded to send 10 messages after that made her think that she needed to read the chat. So
you handled it like a champ. You were like, nah, they're talking dumb shit. It's done. It's all good, okay. You know?
Yeah, it's done now. And again, like we said, it's a very, very funny story. Yeah. But, oh my God.
This is ridiculous. This is like why you only read certain people in at certain times because you know that somehow, some way they're going to fuck it up. Should have read Mike in.
Hold on, I gotta read this.
Like a minute before.
Yeah, Mike, how about you read out our team's message.
Yeah.
You read the back and forth.
Yeah, we were going back and forth real fast.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun story on the pod if he decides that he's not too mad to do the study or to do this Sunday. I said, why would he be mad? If you spoiled the surprise, you don't think he'd be mad? Not at all. Okay, well, that's a topic for Sunday. I said, I didn't spoil it. Just don't put it in the universe. I hope, man. But if she saw that, and I said, nah, we're in the clear.
Which, by the way, you most certainly were not in the clear. Nobody knew at that point who had read what or whatever. Mike was just talking out of his fucking ass.
Look, no, listen.
Yeah, go ahead. The floor is yours now, Michael. Go ahead.
Explain.
Look, here's the deal. Yeah, look, I know where I messed up. You know what I'm saying? I know where I probably shouldn't have. So apparently, and I learned this that day, is that when you send something in invisible ink, you can't hold it down to undo send or edit or anything. Because I was like, I realized when I threw it in there, I was like, nah, that's probably not a good idea, you know? And Victor was like, hey, yo, delete that. And I was like, I was beating the phone. I was like, it's not happening. So then that's why I was like, spam the chat because we just got to throw it up there in the heavens. But I mean, it's pinging. It's going on. Was your phone in your pocket while you were driving?
No, Mike. My phone was in the middle console and I was projecting it on Apple CarPlay, driving to the Airbnb.
Was it connected? Because Apple CarPlay, you don't have to connect it anymore. You can leave it in the pocket.
Yeah, but Mike, I needed her to put in directions. She was putting on music.
You could do that from the screen. You could do that from the screen. You don't need the phone for that.
Okay.
Hold
on.
The phone in the pocket.
Hey, stop victim blaming here. By the way, you are absolutely in the wrong.
I'm sorry. I thought I had the floor. This is crazy. I thought I had the floor.
No, you do have the floor. But I'm objecting to your dumb shit right now. All right.
Let's just let him go. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah. You know, go ahead.
Tell me how I was doing it wrong.
I have nothing to say. All I can say is it didn't get out. We're good. It's all good.
Mike, not only, here's the other thing that I didn't have to mention either. Not only did you send all of those messages and I had to block them because she almost opened it, I then had to go into my phone and delete all of those text messages. And we're not far from each other. Like we're in a small cabin, right? And so I had to find a way to discreetly delete those and not have her see me delete those so that she thought something else nefarious was going on.
You go take a shit in the bathroom. You delete it all in there. I mean, how hard is it to hide that?
The other thing that I'm not saying either is if there are times where we're driving and you guys do send messages, I usually find it funny to say to her, "Nah, read it out loud. You got to see some of the shit that you're saying."
Okay.
So
See,
that's
now,
already
why don't you bring that up first? You know,
No,
why don't you
Mike.
say that, hey, sometimes she casually reads it because it's dumb
No, no,
shit.
no.
Maybe.
Right now, it's not my job to tell you, "Hey, Mike, she reads it, by the way, so don't say anything stupid." That should be assumed.
No, you know
Right?
me.
There's certain
No,
things that
you
should
got to
be
tell me.
assumed.
You got to
Awareness 55. Awareness 95. All right.
13.
Am I being too generous with that 55?
I was going to say a 35.
I give myself a 13. Look, I get it. It didn't happen. It all worked out. You had to do a little audible, and it's all good. It's all good. It's a great laugh. Do I love that I did this to you? Absolutely not. I don't, but I feel like you guys make it a little big deal than what it has to be. I feel like you guys make it a little big deal than what it has to be.
Mike,
What?
I'm telling you right now, if she had found out, it would have been the biggest fucking deal in the world.
Come on. Come on.
Mike, your friend points are dropping so hard right now, plummeting. If you had a stock,
Dude, I just gave you 5 big booms for getting
All right,
engaged.
listen.
That's bullshit.
Listen, shoe on the other foot. Are you mad?
yeah, actually, that's a great point.
Shoe on the other foot. Are you upset? If one of us had done that to you?
Well, Austin doesn't text me, so I'm usually pretty in the clear. So I'm not.
What are you talking about?
Oh, look what he's doing. Look what he's doing. Look what he's doing. He's trying to turn it. He's trying to turn it.
So crazy.
No.
Just completely deflecting away from the question.
No.
This is like classic. Like somebody with a psychology degree, please analyze this conversation and talk about all the different defensive techniques that Mike is using here.
Yeah.
We got victim blaming, and what was the other one that we just talked about? Doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
You know what?
Analyze.
Oh, man.
I owned up to where I was wrong. I said,
No, you didn't.
I give him. I did.
Yeah, you owned up to it
I
like
did.
just now. After
Yeah, I
fucking
owned up
berated
to
you
it.
for like
I
10
owned up to it
minutes.
when you called. Did B at least get a good chuckle out of it? Was she like, "Oh, knucklehead Mike up to his no good antics again"?
Yeah, after the fact, for sure, because
Okay,
she
so
found out.
you
She
know what?
found out on the phone when I was FaceTiming you guys to tell you.
And we smoothed it over. I brought my mom on camera. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? We had a good time.
Yeah, karma makes everything better, for sure.
That's why you think I was there. I was like, good. They want to talk to you, not to me. I was like, get in there.
Oh,
That's
man.
funny.
I'll formally apologize to B next time I see her.
Yeah, if you could write like a letter and send it over, that'd be great.
Yeah, send me your address. I'll mail it. That's not a problem.
Yeah, of course. No problem.
You know what? We're gonna look back at it and we're gonna laugh. But I know Austin. Every time, like everywhere he goes now, if he goes to his parents or XYZ, he's gonna tell the story. My friend Mike almost fucking blew it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be a focal point.
I am only going to tell that story to the people that know you.
Because they're gonna know They're gonna know exactly what you're talking about.
No, they're going to say that's some shit that Mike would do. That's what they're going to say.
100%. 100%.
I tell you what, though, if I go to my family's place and I tell them that story and they're like, whoa, why did you said something to her. You kept him from seeing it. It's all good. Nobody. I would
Thank you,
out, bro. I would flip out.
Listen, me and Big Tony C, best friends.
Dinner. Yeah.
I may, me and Pam may hit some Pilates next week. You know what I'm saying? That's how close we are. What are you going to do? And her sister that lives in Maryland or whatever, it's all good.
By the way, for everybody, I won't give too much detail, but there was a whole thing about planning this proposal that just got very, very convoluted at the end of having to try to keep things secret. And, it got out of hand. I went and I called my parents and I explained to them the latest drama with it all. And my father was like, too fucking complicated. Whatever you got going on right now, this could have been so much simpler. And I was like, you know what? You're right. And
thanks, Dad.
Appreciate it. I was looking for hey, it's going to be okay. And he was more like, fuck you doing?
Big Tony C is looking out for the best of you. You know what? It all worked out. We can all laugh at it later on in life. What a story. You know what? You're welcome for the story.
Wow. Okay.
The gaslighting.
This is crazy.
God.
This is crazy. To end this with, you know what? You're welcome.
I feel like if anything, I may have made the story better. I don't know.
Holy shit. Oh, brother. I cannot wait until you have something important going on that you need
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to
Victor,
tell you.
if he tells you about something going on, maybe he's going to be.
I got you. I got you.
No, you're both cut off. You're both
I
cut
want to
off.
know
That's crazy.
so bad.
You're both cut off.
It's hilarious.
It's
I'm
all
going to send a
good.
direct message to whoever it is. Like if he's proposing, I'm going to send a direct message to whoever, to Alessandra and be like, he's going to do it. And then I'm going to say, yo, you were in the room with her. Why didn't you stop it? Holy shit. It's all good. It all turned out
all
okay.
good.
She knew it was going to happen. Come on.
You know what? You're welcome.
Oh, when you say it like that, it sounds like an asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I wonder why.
What was that saying that you said the other, like the life advice that you gave a couple of episodes ago about you being the asshole and
Yeah.
All right, let's not. We don't got.
I don't think it applies. I don't think it applies. Move on. I don't think it applies.
Right, well, you know what? I guess that's a great segue for this week's life advice. She had a little jingle for this thing.
we should.
But obviously, I think times are tough. As explained, Mike and I really hate our jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So I found a solution for us to sleep at work, bud. All right.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to like this one.
Mm-hmm.
If you're caught sleeping at your desk, all you have to do is go, damn, they told me at the blood drive that this would happen. Sorry, boss.
Beautiful.
Genius.
Yeah.
Wait, you have to have like I guess if you're wearing long
If you're doing
sleeves.
heroin, that kind of helps too,
Yeah.
Because
That
then you
wouldn't
get the
really be a
little
blood
marks.
drive, but all right.
Yeah, but hey, you get the needle marks for it, but
Hey, that's commitment.
Wow. That's a good
you,
one.
hey, listen, if any of you guys get caught sleeping at your desks, just use that one. Because then what are they going to say? They're going to question your integrity. You just donated blood for a blood drive. You are helping the community.
Yeah, carry a chocolate chip cookie around with you at all times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Carry a Red Cross sticker. Get everything. Yeah.
Have them in your drawer or something like that. And
Yeah. Let's see if you can Amazon those.
Oh,
For sure you
100%.
can. Sure you can.
I'm sure if you go to American Red Cross website, you could probably just get them.
Yeah. Red Cross
That's good.
stickers.
Yeah.
Donating blood. Okay, they don't have them on sale on Amazon, but
You could easily
yeah.
Photoshop.
Yeah.
Are you trying to scam the American Red Cross right now out of stickers? Damn.
Not really.
No.
We're not telling people to run blood drives. We're just telling them to have the stickers on hand. If anything, you're creating awareness.
Yeah.
Mm.
Damn, you actually can't buy these. They got the old ones. They got old ones from the 50s for $6 on
What about the pins?
on eBay.
What about the little pins?
Isn't it IP? Is that why you can't?
That might be it. Yeah, it is probably. Huh. Oh,
That's good life
Etsy
advice.
might have them.
Oh, somebody will make it on Etsy.
No, they don't. They have different things.
No,
Okay.
if they were making them on Etsy, they'd be getting sued.
Yeah. It's all right, guys. Basically,
Even without it, you're solid.
yeah. What is your boss going to do? Come on.
Yeah.
I'll try it. I'll let
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, let us know.
I'll tell you what, though, if somebody found me asleep at my desk while working, I'd be freaked out. Like, how the fuck did you get in my house?
That is true.
How the fuck did you get in my house? And why are you
Just
somebody
a little
from work in
disoriented.
my own home? Oh my God.
You wouldn't even make coffee for them?
No, I'd probably be too busy dragging their body somewhere.
That's fucked up.
Jesus.
I would
Well,
at least
you're
I
in
would
my
at least
house.
I would at least ask them if they want to stay for dinner.
We're very different people, Mike.
Yeah.
Clearly, as you could tell in this whole episode, yeah, we're two different people.
Yeah, that is very true.
We are two different people on how we approach situations. So
That is hilarious.
it's all good, Austin. You know what? Although I may have spoiled the surprise, it's all good.
Oh yeah,
what?
I love you, buddy. It's just you got some quirks, and this one was a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, just say my faults right on camera. That's fine. Thank you. But yeah, I love you too. Thank you so much.
We can keep going.
Victor has been telling me that he has blackmail on me.
Oh man, I got just wait. Listen, in a couple of weeks, we are going to be doing a series of episodes in person in the guest lineup that I have. Oh,
I'm nervous.
We have a guest lineup?
Yeah, we do have a guest lineup.
Oh my God.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, Mike just might not show up.
Yeah, no.
No, it's really it's just one of our old coworkers who was like one of our close friends.
Does it start with an M?
No.
No.
I would not show up.
That would be amazing.
That would be pretty funny.
That wouldn't. No, that wouldn't. That wouldn't be funny at all. No. Why would we do that? What's the joy out of it?
For the content.
Yeah, for the clips.
For the 5 extra likes we'll get off that photo or that video.
About 5.
Yeah. You never know, dude. I mean, that could be what rockets us to the fucking moon,
dude. We get the world's first gotcha podcast.
Doing an Eric Andre type show, but to our own friend.
Yes.
For literally no reason other than for just our enjoyment.
For clout.
Yes.
Yeah, no, not even clout. No one will watch it. It's just
so you're admitting nobody's gonna watch it. So what are we gonna do it for? You literally just said
we're doing it just to get Mike's ass. Just fucking just to own him.
How is this fun? How is that fun?
Like, you got to see the humor in it, man.
Yeah.
What humor?
What do you mean? Like it's like
there's a lot of humor in it.
Yeah. I said to Victor the other day that I think our next in-person podcast should be a tracksuit episode. Would you agree or disagree, Austin?
I wouldn't mind doing the tracksuit thing again. I mean, we bought them. We gotta use them. Yeah. But
I'm just saying, no rhyme or reason. We're all together. Last time we were together, we put on some tracksuits. Maybe we do it again.
I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed.
That's beautiful. Man. That's beautiful.
Yeah, no, the 14th we'll have a stacked lineup of guests coming
more
in and out
one?
of the basement. Yes, more than one.
Who's the others?
You'll find out.
Yeah, you'll find out.
This is
you'll find out when you show up.
Live from New York.
And I'm going to have it in a way where they come through the door, so we don't even get any prep time. It just we're already rolling, and it's like, all right, guest number 1, come through.
Is this like, remember that MTV show Next where they used to just roll off the RV? You remember that show?
Oh yeah.
It used to be like a dating show, and they used to come off the RV, and you could say like immediately next for any reason, and the longer they stayed, the more money they made.
Oh really? That sounds like The Button. You ever see those?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like a show like, it's crazy because it was like super. Like in today's standards, the way they were doing the show was super like shallow and like really like, I don't know. I would say like non-PC or whatever. But like, I think if you were to bring that concept back into like, have you guys seen like the 20v1s, like dating shows or like the balloon popping shows?
Yeah. I've seen those.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Those are like pretty like, I mean, again, I think it's like the same thing where it's like, it's not really the clean. It's pretty shallow the way people reject each other, like with the balloons and stuff. But I feel like a show like Next would probably be really popular if they brought it back.
I agree. And I think if we took like you guys watch What Would You Do?
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I think if we applied that format here, but we just had a segment for Mike and we ran him through like different, like, what would you do scenarios? I feel like that'd be extremely entertaining.
For who? Yeah. Who's that entertaining?
For everybody watching the show.
Yeah. That might be a segment for next week. I'm going to come up with a list of scenarios and I'm just gonna be like, what would you do, Mike? And then whatever
we
his
can
answer
all
is.
answer. We can all answer, but we know where the real entertainment's going to come from.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
You don't like what?
I don't like how this is a gang up on me. What did I do wrong? What did I
we
do?
Well, I think we explicitly told you what
we
you
told
did.
you explicitly what you do. This is like.
But did you die?
Most,
You know what I'm saying? Like, did you get in trouble?
That
Did you
is
get busted?
I mean,
far,
brother, you would have died if if you spoiled it, you would have died.
Yes.
No, it wasn't going to get spoiled. This is what you guys aren't understanding. It wasn't going to get spoiled.
No. This is what you are not understanding.
Yes, this is
almost did. You put it. Listen, it was not going to get spoiled until you sent stuff that could have made it spoiled.
Nah, it wasn't going to get
You
spoiled.
directly put it in the line of fire.
Mike. We were seconds away from ruining the entire thing.
No,
Seconds.
come on.
Yes. What do you mean, no?
Mike. Seconds.
You know what? I want the other side of the story on the podcast next episode.
Who?
And we're gonna hear
whose side of the
unbiased.
story?
I want the unbiased opinion
The unbiased
Who is
opinion
the
from
unbiased
who?
opinion.
of B.
What do you
think
hold
she
on.
thinks?
What do you think she's gonna say?
What do you think she thinks, man?
There's two things that could have happened, right?
Uh-huh.
She could have picked it up and read it automatically, or she did what she did and she asked whether she could pick it up and read it because she had access to the phone. She was doing the music and everything like that, and then the text messages came in. So it was either she was just going to automatically jump to it and be like, "Oh, Mike and Victor texted you," and they said, or she did what she did, which was the right thing to do, and said, "Hey, they're sending you a bunch of messages. Should I read them for you?" And I said, "No, please don't do that. Please don't do that.
I beg of you." Nah, it didn't get ruined. We're all good. We're in the clear.
God, Mike. I am
man.
so glad that this is recorded right now so that we can reference this later on when I intentionally sabotage something.
You're not going to intentionally sabotage something because you're not going to know. You're not going to know.
Oh, Mike.
I think that's enough badgering for one episode. What do you guys think?
Of you or of me?
When did we badger you? Where in this 50 something minutes? When did we badger you? And in fact, we gave you praise. We said congratulations. You survived a flight. You did great planning. We're on your team. We're on your team.
Victor was on my team.
That's
when
right.
did I say your planning was shit? When did I
When
say
you told
that?
me that it was my fault that you almost ruined my proposal. That's when you weren't on my team.
I don't remember that. Play that back.
All right, you're right.
Also, in the pre-planning, when Austin was like, "You know what? I got to stick to this route because this is the route I chose." I told my boy, I was like, "You know what? I support that. I think you should do that." And you were like, "Nah, man, you got to tell her. You got to let her know."
Let's take
right now.
There's no context. The listeners are not going to understand that. When
Yeah, I know,
said
and
it.
there can't be context because there's a lot more to that we'd be here
I
for another
understand
3
that, but what
hours.
I'm saying is I chose the route of Team B. And number one, I chose the route of Team B. And number two, I wasn't explicitly like, Austin, just tell her straight up. You know what I'm saying? But I was just like, give a little something to work with,
I need from both of you guys, I'm going to let you know right now, I need you to always be Team A. Right?
And I want to
Listen,
again,
dog, I want to be Team A.
Who's Team A? Who's Team A in that
listen,
moment?
I'm saying
Me, baby. That
I
was
want
me.
to be Team A so bad, but the problem is you hurt my feelings, dude. I mean, come on.
Oh, what did I hurt you? Was this? Hold on. Are you telling me that you intentionally did this because I hurt your feelings?
No, oh my God, no.
That's just, Victor, is that what this sounds like?
That's kind of what it sounds like.
No. I didn't sabotage you. I can't believe you guys think I sabotaged him.
No, Mike, you almost sabotaged us and it would have been fine. But then you said it was no big deal. And then I was like, now it's time.
Well, so you just said right now, I almost sabotaged you and it would have been fine. But in the past 50 something minutes, you alluded to it not being fine. So you can't.
You doubled down on it.
Yeah, you doubled down, dude. You told me
if you
that
were
it
just
was,
like, "Yo, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. That's my fuck
I
up."
did it my bad. I did it.
Yeah,
I said it.
After you had already doubled down.
all right. We've spent too much time on this. I feel bad.
All right.
No, we're good. Obviously, in all seriousness, I obviously did a big fuck up. I knew immediately. I learned something new. You can't undo a send with invisible ink. Found that out the hard way.
Yeah.
Did. But now you know.
Yeah.
And knowing's half the battle.
And knowing is half the battle. All about growth.
That's right. Here we go. There's another life advice for you guys. Don't explicitly text your friends big news or spoil their big news by accident. It's all right, Mike. We still love you. You didn't do anything wrong. I mean, you did a lot wrong, but I mean, you know what I mean.
Hey, listen, I admit it. I admit it. I did an oopsie. You know, I didn't know.
Oopsie.
But you know, we're gonna laugh about it in 10 years. You know.
Yeah.
No. You're right. You're right. Yeah. I mean, we can laugh about it now. We were literally laughing about it just now.
It didn't feel like laughter, but I mean, you know,
it was laughter.
It was laughter. There was laughter.
I'm telling you, Vic got a kick out of it.
I did.
Vic took
I really did.
Seat. Vic took a back seat.
I did.
He's like, I'm gonna watch this unfold.
Oh,
shit, that's beautiful.
Listen, whoever gives a speech at the wedding has to mention it.
Yes,
that's all I'm gonna say. Everyone has to know.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I think we could play this clip of the podcast. Just have
probably could. I'd be like, you know what? I would love to explain it, but this just does it so well.
Yeah. You know, that's good promotion. That's good storytelling.
We could get like 35 followers just that night.
Hey,
you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whoever your best man is, just be like, dude, don't do a speech. We're just gonna pull up a quick 7-minute video.
Yeah, pull up this clip. I'm gonna cut this into a clip on its own right for YouTube.
Of course.
Be perfect. All right. Yeah, let's switch gears here. Do you guys watch the Oscars last night at all or no?
I didn't, but I saw all the highlights.
Okay.
I did not. No, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't watch any. I watched a couple of the Oscar movies. I was pretty happy that Anora won Best Picture.
What is that about?
So Anora is about a sex worker who like it kind of follows the plot lines of Pretty Woman. I'd say for like the first, like if you boiled it down to one sentence where it's like a sex worker falls in love with a very rich like guy. And then that's kind of where the paths like diverge, because the last like hour of Anora is basically like I don't want to say like a crime like movie, you know what I mean, in a sense, but it's like a gritty like noir almost, where like basically it's like a young girl and a young, like they're in their early 20s, and the guy is like from an oligarch family in Russia, and she's a sex worker in Brooklyn. And they fall in love. They get married so that he can stay in the U.S. because he doesn't want to go home to Russia, and like doesn't want to like deal with his family. And his family obviously cannot accept the fact that he got married, especially to a sex worker. So they send people to like they send his like handlers, like his parents like hired help to like, you know, whatever, to like find him, and he like dips. And so the rest of the movie is Anora, who's played by Mikey Madison. She's fucking incredible in the movie. She won the Oscar for Best Actress, and I think it was pretty well deserved. It's her and the goons, like the parents' help, basically tracking him down through like all of New York, and then his family comes in and like forces them to separate, and it's a pretty like. It's funny. It has so many elements. Like it's funny. It's emotional. It's like sad.
This was like a low budget movie, right?
I don't know about low budget. It's a A24 film, I believe. If I'm not mistaken.
I think what I read was that it was like less than $10 million that they had.
Oh yeah, it wasn't. $6 million was the budget.
Yeah.
And
isn't that the trend? Hasn't that been the trend for the last handful of years, that like a lot of indie or like not widely known movies are getting like recognition and then they become popular afterwards?
I mean, yeah, kind of. I can't remember what won last year, but like Mikey Madison's like sort of a rising star. She's had like a couple, like she was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But this, I think, is like her main. She's in Scream too as like a side character, but this is kind of like her first time taking on like a massive role, I believe, in a film, and she crushed it, like really. And Sean Baker's had like a couple indie films too. Who's the director? Sean Baker. And some of his, I mean, I'm trying to I'm looking through his filmography to see what I've actually watched, and I don't think I've actually watched anything but Nora. But I've heard a lot of his stuff is good.
I gotta go back and watch it. I don't even look at that. And you know what I did watch recently too, which I don't think had any awards, was The Substance.
Oh, The Substance. I heard I tend to lean away from horror films just because I'm too much of a bitch to fucking be scared. But I heard The Substance was incredible.
It really isn't like a horror movie. It's I shouldn't say that. It's body horror.
Okay.
Right. Because the whole concept of the movie is that Demi Moore is like a former fitness model, and in her, she's being pushed out, right? They're replacing her. They're looking to replace her with somebody new. And the sci-fi aspect of it is that she comes across a serum that will supposedly make you younger, right? And so she takes that as like a last ditch effort to keep herself in the spotlight, and everything goes from that. But it's all like transfiguration and body horror type stuff, but it's so cool. Like all practical effects, like very much like the Thing, like the original The Thing kind of like practical effect type deal. It was so cool. A little out there, but I thought it was great. I was surprised it didn't win anything, but if you haven't seen it,
a lot of people were upset that Demi Moore kind of got snubbed for the Oscar. I still think, again, I maybe I'll go and watch The Substance because, again, I've heard great things, but the performance that Nora, that Mikey Madison put on in Nora, was incredible too. And that's not to say Demi Moore's isn't, you know what I mean? It's just only one person can win, and I guess the voters were rocking with Nora because it won Best Picture too.
Yeah. And it's subjective, right? Like whoever's going to be on the board to vote for these movies are biased. They're obviously biased. So doesn't mean that the other one wasn't a good movie.
Yeah. I mean, just to be nominated, I think means that they're all great movies.
Mike,
I will say
see anything, any of these?
No, I didn't see any of them. I saw that the main character of Honora do an interview at Jimmy Fallon. She was saying all the stuff she had to learn. She's like, I had to learn Russian for the film. I had to learn a Russian dialect. She's like, she goes, and I don't, you guys would know this, or Vicky would know this because you see in the movie. She's like, I had to learn how to dance like a stripper. That's what she said, literally right there. She's like, I had to learn how to dance like a stripper. She's like, I had to learn how to twerk. She's like, I never knew how to do that. She was like, that's not my avenue. And she's like, my family watched the movie so many times because they were just, they love the film. But she's like, I was doing things I've never done before. I learned so much. And I was like, that's pretty cool. That's how you know that you're either, a rising star or a rising actor, or whatever the case is, where you just learn these skills out of nowhere for your role, and you just end up nailing it. That's what separates the good from the greats.
Yeah, I saw that she had also lived in Brooklyn with either with a group of women or made friends with a group of women because she really wanted to nail the Brooklyn accent. Yeah, and she did a fantastic job in the movie.
Did you guys see? It wasn't at the Oscars. What was the other one that was a couple weeks ago? But did you guys see that everybody was going through and talking about oh, I'm from LA and I'm an actor, and talk about their LA experience? And it was the famous video of the cast from Shrinking. Her name is Jessica. I don't remember her last name, but she was saying her little monologue about being from LA, and Harrison Ford was just there eating a chip and realized he was in the camera, and then she turned around and she was like, "Look, go away." It was the funniest thing, dude. She's like, "I told you not to look." It was the funniest thing. I laughed. And then obviously the famous one from the Oscars is Conan O'Brien going on there and be like, "Well, it's the half point of the show, and that means Kendrick Lamar is going to call Drake a pedophile." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And I was like, "We're still doing that. That's pretty funny."
Yeah,
can't not comment on it. I mean,
it is crazy. It is reaching even that too. But listen, that's
big.
Yeah, it's big. It's got to be tough for Drake again. Halftime show, the Oscars are now he's catching strays at the Oscars.
Didn't they settle?
He settled the UMG lawsuit.
Okay.
Which I don't even know
They were probably like, just drop it.
Yeah. I don't know how much I don't think we talked about it much, but like, honestly, I can understand what he's like talking about with like the not pay for play, but like payola has been a thing for like decades, where it is like sort of like some disc jockeys and like other, whatever, like radio stations will get a little bit of incentive to play another song or like, play a certain song a bunch of times or whatever. But for Drake to think that he hasn't also benefited off that system at one point or another is also pretty funny to me.
Yeah.
Like I think UMG is doing it to all their artists, as they should, by the way. You know what I mean? Like that's, if it's a legal practice, you wouldn't be a good record company if you weren't. But it is funny for him to be like, yeah, only the label's only benefiting Kendrick and not me.
Well, yeah. And for him, he's definitely ignorant to think that they're doing that because they want to snub him, not because they want to make money. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. It's not about being a diss to Drake. It's about how can we maximize profits? This song is already one of the hottest songs of the year. Of course, let's keep like putting money behind it. It's like, let this shit blast off.
Yeah. Has Drake hasn't done a halftime show, right?
No.
But bet you, like I guarantee you, if it was the other way around and Drake came out with the one that took off and people thought that he had won the beef and he got the opportunity to do a Super Bowl halftime show, absolutely he would fucking do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
You'd be dumb not to.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole thing. You'd be dumb not to. And so for Drake to think that Kendrick and the label are gonna like not go this route is like so ridiculous.
It's ignorant, but I mean, I don't know.
But did you see in the same light? Did you see that Drake posted a steak logo on his Instagram the other day?
No.
Oh, what?
He posted the company stake. I think it's like a sports betting thing.
Yeah, it's crypto gambling.
Crypto gambling.
Yeah.
He posted on Instagram just the logo for the company stake. And he said in the caption, he's like, everybody, please disregard this message. I just need an extra $2 million to get myself back up into the green because I lost a lot this weekend. I
think that's like oh, damn. I wanted to bring this, like, I had this as a topic for a couple weeks ago, but we can go into it now that you brought this up. Yeah, I mean, he is a huge advertiser for Stake. He is on there all the time, like gambling. He's like doing Twitch streams or Kick streams or whatever, gambling on there. What's really, really predatory and shitty about it is that all that money that he's quote unquote losing is funded by Stake, most likely. So he's like, oh yeah, I lost $2 million, but it's not really $2 million. It's like, it's nothing. It's nothing. He's supposed to lose that money or whatever.
It's coming out of Stake's pocket, not his.
And by Stake's pocket, it's really the people he's driving to Stake.
Yes.
To gamble. Like it's coming out of their pockets. It's coming out of the consumers' pockets, essentially.
Because he's making way more money than that.
Oh yeah. 100%. But like every time there's a big event, like Super Bowl, big boxing thing, like the NBA finals, like Drake will post on his story, like his bet slip of like, oh, I bet $1 million on Duke to win the national championship tonight or whatever in basketball. And I think that like drives a lot of younger and impressionable. And you know what? Again, this is something I had a conversation with someone about this last night. I don't think you have to be young to be impressionable. I think you can be impressionable at any age and get sucked into some dumb shit like this all the time. You could see it in like politics, like pop culture. And I think when it comes to like fandoms like this, like I do think someone our age could see Drake winning. Oh, Drake won $150,000 because he bet on the Chiefs to win this game. I could win a fuck ton of money. So let me let me get on Stake and do whatever. And then, they get lost in a rabbit hole and, Drake's not losing anything, but these guys are losing their fucking life savings, Yeah. And it's not just Drake. I'm not here to just shit on Drake. I genuinely mean this about like it's mainly streamers and like content creators that go on and do gambling, like sponsorships. It's incredibly predatory.
Yeah.
And I don't know how these companies, I mean, Kick is owned by Stake, so that's how they're able to get around it because they fucking own the streaming site. But like, it's just fucking shitty because it's going to be real people losing real money.
Yeah, and that's not to say like Drake is not playing a part. I think Drake actually has an obsession or addiction to gambling because he does it all the time. And 9 times out of 10, even though he's gambling that money, some of it is his, right?
Yeah.
But probably not all of it. And so, yeah, no, I agree with you because people probably jump in on that. And like, yo, Drake's betting on this. Like, that dude knows more than I do. I'm going to fucking put money in there.
Yeah.
Right. And then they lose. But he's doing this whole thing now. He's got his whole tour and it's like that Anita Max Win, whatever persona that he puts on, like specifically for the tour.
Yeah. I didn't know he was doing that.
Yeah. And he has a tour in Australia that he's doing, and it's called the Anita Max Win 2025 tour.
But yeah, the point I wanted to bring up that I mentioned, I don't know if you guys saw like the photo from Drake's tour, but it's him like looking out into the crowd. In the crowd, every single person essentially had a sign being like, Drake, please give me money.
Yes.
Like no, I'll see if I can pull it up on my phone and show you guys. So I can show it on the screen. But yeah, like literally every single person was like, Drake, we spent our like engagement ring money on this. Like, please, can you give us like X amount of dollars or, like pay for my car, pay off my mom's mortgage here. It's going to be hard to see. Let it focus.
Oh, wait, I can see that.
Okay. But like, just if you could read some of the signs, like it is.
Help me buy an upgrade for my rims. 5 years together. Damn, it's hard to read some of these though.
Sorry.
But yeah, I can see it.
I get the gist.
But he did that for like 3 straight shows or something like that, where he gave away like $25,000-$30,000 to multiple people.
Oh, okay, so he was giving money out at these shows.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was.
Oh,
he was giving money out, but like,
it's because like, listen, if you were doing that just at like like if I went to like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an artist I would go. Like if I did that at a Jonas Brothers concert, that'd be fucking insane.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
That would be so crazy for me to do. Okay. I guess with context of them, like him giving away money, that makes a little bit more sense. It's still pretty crazy and kind of sad, especially because a lot of those, like, think about how much those tickets are, how much they pay to be on the floor, to be within eyesight of Drake. You probably could have upgraded your rims with that money, man. I don't know. Like you probably could have, like, there's one in there like, oh, help me buy an engagement ring. You probably could have used that money for an engagement ring. Or one of them was like, help my father. You could have helped your father with the money you used to go see Drake. I don't know. It's just,
well, I mean, he's giving away like 25, 30 grand every single time. And if you spend $1,500 on tickets, okay. Right. Then that's
a bad lottery ticket though.
Well, it's a good, it's a bad lottery ticket.
Yeah.
If you win, if you get picked out of the crowd, that's a good, return on investment. But realistically, it's not going to fucking happen, right? No. It's just wild that, and the reason that he started doing that in the first place, to me, seems like a marketing thing because he's down in the public space right now, and so he says, "Let me just fix that by giving people money."
Yeah,
give people money at shows. This is weird.
Oh man, it feels dystopian. It really feels like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it makes more sense with the context, but like if that was any other artist or any other like person on stage and all you saw in the crowd was Drake, please give me money, like that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Mike, you're at a concert and I'm performing and I give you $30,000. What are you doing with that money?
I mean, are they really getting the full 25K, 30K? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, we all know he has the money.
Listen,
like,
I was thinking that too.
Really getting the full 25K? Like, I saw a video where he was like, some girl had this sign. It was like, hey, it's my birthday or something, like, spent my birthday money or whatever to see you or something. He was like, oh, something. I don't know what he said, but he was like, I'll give you $25,000. You and your girls go out, celebrate your birthday or something. I'm like, how much did he really get? How much you really get?
I wouldn't be surprised whether they actually get that. Like maybe they cover the taxes that go along with it too. Like I forget what the whole. I'm not going to pretend to know how that impacts your, like, whether you got to pay taxes on that or not. Though I do think that if he claims that on his tax returns, he gets a benefit for that.
Oh hell yeah! It's a donation.
Yeah. For like, cash gifts or charity or something like that. Depends on how you want to classify it. But he definitely benefits from doing that too. So don't get it twisted. But all of that aside, Mike, I give you $30,000. You get net $30,000. What are you doing?
We're going on vacation, boys. Strap in.
Yeah,
Where you want to go?
Where do you want to go?
I don't know. Where you guys want to go?
A trip that I've really been thinking about doing?
Right.
Iraq.
Listen. I said it before. What did I say?
You're ready to do a tour in Iraq.
Texas is safer than Iraq. Iraq is safer than Waterbury. So, I mean, I think we're in the clear,
All right. I mean,
listen, Iraq, beautiful place. Nothing happening there. Yeah. Let me tell you.
Iraq or Iraq?
I think it's Iraq.
How about we go to Chirac?
Where's Chirac?
Chicago.
They
call it Chirac because of like the gang shootings that go on there.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know it's not.
Guys, we got to go somewhere nobody's going. Why aren't we going to Madagascar? Why aren't we going? I don't know. Beirut. Well, I know why people aren't going there. But why are we going to? Why are we going to Cambodia? You know what I'm saying? Wow.
Cambodia would be sick, dude.
Yeah,
I think. Cambodia is beautiful. Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam.
I've heard Laos is beautiful.
A little tour.
We should go to Thailand.
We should go to Thailand.
Actually, we should go to the Philippines.
Listen,
go to the Philippines.
Everything is so much cheaper in the Philippines, and so much. It's so much nicer. Well, okay, not nicer. I will say it's not nicer, but everyone's just happy. They are more happy than I will ever be.
That's
it's incredible.
You could get a massage for how much, Victor? How much you spend for that massage?
The equivalent of like $6.
No wonder why everybody's happy. For $6, you get an hour massage.
I tell you what, even in Canada right now, everything's 70 cents on the dollar. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You can't argue with that.
No. I tell you what, being anywhere but the US right now sounds very appealing.
Hey, take it easy. Take it easy. Don't take it easy.
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, somebody here.
Mike's representing the conservative side.
The red, white, and blue.
Yeah, emphasis on the red. All right. Well, weird transition to the ending. Our recording got cut like halfway through a different topic, so
probably for the best.
Yeah, I think probably for the best. We're just gonna end it here.
Yeah, we were gonna go back to badgering me, but
yeah, we'll save that for next episode.
No, we're gonna leave it here at this episode.
We'll find another one.
Austin and I kissed and made up.
Yeah, I'd like everybody to know that, contrary to probably popular belief, Mike and I are really good friends.
Yeah.
We don't.
It's pretty close.
We don't hate each other. But
yeah, now me and Mike, on the other hand,
Victor hates Mike now.
So yeah, that's an episode. Jesus Christ, I don't know how to fucking end this thing. Thanks guys for listening. We will be back next Friday with another banger of an episode. Maybe we won't shit on Mike as much. Can't promise anything.
You're bringing special guests to shit on me. How are you not going to shit on me?
That's in 2 weeks. For the listeners, that's in like 3 weeks. But I'm going to start teasing it early because, again,
in my heart, that's like right now.
I mean, it's always going to be right now for you, brother. I'm going to let you know that right now.
Just know we never intend to badger you during the episodes, but something that you do during the week, just kind of,
Yeah. Kind of just.
Here we go. Hold on. Here's the wrap.
Here we go. Yeah, come on. Do it. There you go.
There
it is. Oh, man. All right, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Click the link in the bio there for all our stuff, our socials, our where to find us. YouTube.
Our Venmos are open.
Venmos are open. They're always open.
Apple Wallet.
Welcome to all our new followers.
Yeah. Subscribe to Patreon. Again, if we get enough subscribers, we will be doing more episodes. But for right now, you guys only get one a week. So be happy. Be grateful we let you into our homes.
So fuck the fuck up. All right.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, guys. We will see you next week.
Get us out of this thing.
Peace.
Shitty ass outro music.
Jesus Christ, write some outro music, Mike.
Yeah, do it.
You
Sing
write
us an
some
outro.
outro music.
I did. What are you listening to
It's
right now?
AI
I did
generate.
write,
You didn't write nothing.
but
It's
I
AI
wrote
generate.
it. I wrote the code. I wrote the script. All right.
I wrote the script.
I told AI what I wanted, and this was it. All right. This is what came out. There were 8 different options, but this is the one I chose.
Amen.
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT.
You do it. They can't generate anything like that for you yet.